Hello and welcome to Amberger Smackdown. I'm your host, J. Christoph Amberger, and we're here to talk politics. When talking to liberal friends, I'm frequently struck by their genuine commitment to liberty and people's rights. I guess that really shouldn't surprise me. After all, they're Democrats, and democracy just doesn't work without either freedom or civil rights. The more surprising to me is that those same liberal friends quite frequently strike me as downright royalist where property rights are concerned. Not their personal property, of course, but that of those they perceive as having or earning too much. Suddenly, the free citizen, who has the right to earn what he is able to and keep what he can, turns right back into a subject who is graciously allowed to enjoy property thanks to the benevolence or whim of the king or emperor or boyar. But not too much, or it will be taken away and redistributed according to what seems opportune to the absolute ruler and his grip on power. Hillary Clinton recently put this regal feeling into so many words when responding to ExxonMobil's recent annual report, in which the oil major reported $39.5 billion in profits. In her response, the senator stated, "I want to take those profits." You'd expect the sentiment from East Bloc apparatchiks, trial lawyers, and other kleptomaniacs with congenital problems differentiating between what's mine and what's yours. But honestly, out of the mouths of elected officials, this kind of rhetoric seems strangely out of touch, even for a Democrat. Especially given the liberal serving of money the government is already helping itself to in the course of doing business. In 2006, Exxon paid $27.9 billion in income taxes, $30.38 billion in sales-based taxes, and $42.39 billion in other taxes. In all, Exxon paid more than $100 billion in taxes, essentially getting taxed at a 72% rate that would please even the most devout socialists. The company also invested $19.85 billion in new exploration and production capital to help find new sources and produce more oil to keep Hillary's limo cruising to the private showing of An Inconvenient Truth, or to keep Al Gore's mansion and swimming pool nice and toasty. Exxon also paid out about $8 billion directly to shareholders in the form of dividends. Deduct another 25% in income taxes that those investors pay on that, and we tag on another $2 billion to the government's take. It makes Tony Soprano look like a humanitarian. Now, our former commodities and real estate speculator turned senator from New York is a raw beginner in the matter of claiming private wealth for the common good. In Russia, Vladimir Putin seems to have rediscovered that love-in feeling that comes with nationalizing private property. According to reports, he's been eyeing Norilsk Nickel as a prospective candidate to bring back in from the cold. This past February, Venezuela's El Comandante, Hugo Chavez, spent $1.3 billion buying out controlling stakes in Venezuela's phone company and power utility, both acquired at hefty discounts in his grand nationalization scheme. Out-of-control government spending, which goes hand in hand with nationalizations, has been going on in the name of neo-communist buttering up of the Venezuelan electorate for a few years. In fact, just over the last 2 years, government spending has doubled in Caracas, with the result that the Venezuelan bolivar is now the world's worst-performing currency. The bolivar has dropped 14% against the greenback this year on the black market, putting pressure on Chavez to devalue the currency again and aggravating his runaway inflation problem, which inevitably results in capital flight. Venezuelans have shipped an annual average of $8 billion out of the country since Chavez took office in 1999. International companies with assets in Venezuela are now following suit. And despite the dire predictions of dollar bears, demand for dollars is going through the roof. Socialism, the most discredited, most dour, and least successful ideology of the 20th century, is again following its inevitable course in Latin America. Incompetent government spending, currency and price controls, and capital flight are resulting in shortages in consumer goods. Not Xboxes or flat-screen television sets, mind you, but the basic stuff: sugar, beans, meat, milk, just like in the Soviet Union. Shortages in turn are resulting in confiscation of private businesses accused of hoarding or price gouging, which, like back in the good old days of East Bloc Marxism-Leninism, have been made crimes. For those who need to be reminded where the road leads that begins with government officials reaching for the property of private citizens and businesses, and who are too young, too old, or too amnesiac to remember Soviet-style communism, Comandante Chavez is providing a hands-on refresher course. I'm not particularly optimistic that Hillary will catch on, which means it's up to the rest of us. For TaipanFinancialNews.com, I'm J. Christoph Amberger, wishing you a profitable week.